Hello, welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. The point of Community Connection is to let people know what's happening in and around Jefferson City. The city has a lot to offer in the form of entertainment. You just have to know where to look to find it. So we're going to help you out with that today. Today we're going to talk about the statewide music and ministry workshop choir concert. And with us today is Pastor Mary Ann Pully from the United Community Cathedral in Columbia to tell us a little bit about this workshop and concert that's coming up in November. Pastor, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Gloria. I appreciate this opportunity to talk about Statewide.
Well, tell us a little bit about what this workshop and this concert is.
Okay, well, this is our 33rd anniversary, and we're coming back to Jefferson City because this is where the conference began as a Black Student Fellowship in 1978 with Dr. Chris Jackson as our founder. So we're coming to Capitol Plaza Hotel, November 1 through 3, and the purpose for the conference is to conduct an annual ministry workshop. And what we're doing this year is we're going back to the original concept where we're not just doing choirs, but we're also doing mime and praise, liturgical dance. We're going to do fine arts and drama this year. Going to do spoken word where they'll be able to do poetry. And then what we'll do at the end of our conference after we do the empowerment sessions and our choir rehearsals on Sunday at 4:30, November 3rd at 4:30 p.m., we'll do a big mass ministry production where everybody comes together. And what we're expecting is about 200, that's our minimum goal. And we're probably expecting about 150 voice choir. And then we're just coming together and we're going to have an awesome time. And what I like is because we're trying to be proactive in the local community, and we're trying to connect our young people while they're at college to a local ministry where someone can cover them. And so we're just grateful that we're able to continue to do this conference 33 years later. I was beginning to share with them the number 33, which is significant because it talks about the covenant that we have with God. And then it talks about the fact that, you know, Jesus spent 3 years here on earth ministering, and at the age of 33, he died. So that completed all the prophecies that the Holy Spirit had said that was going to happen. So we're just excited. And this year I'm excited because it's just not going to be Missouri choirs and fellowships and mime and dance ministries and fine arts, but it's going to be Illinois. We have our first choir coming from Western Illinois University in Macomb, Illinois. And the director of that particular choir is an alum of the University of Missouri Columbia, and he directed LBC when he was in college. So they have 55 voices.
Wow.
Yeah,
so this is going to be something that's comprised of choirs from college campuses
all over the state of Missouri and surrounding areas. We have opened it up because our goal is to make this a regional conference, because in the past we've had Illinois, we've had Kansas, Oklahoma, Ohio, Tennessee, and we've had those people come, students come to Missouri to one of the campuses. So we're just excited about what's going to happen November 1 through 3 here in Jeff City.
Well, and I was very excited, too, to hear that this started, as you said, in 1978, right here on the campus of Lincoln University.
Yes, yes. And that's what I was sharing. I had shared with Gladleen Smith, who's the president of the Lincoln University Gospel Choir. And I was sharing with her that they had started it here on this campus. And I used to live in Rolla, Missouri, and I worked for the University of Missouri Rolla, and I'm an alum of University of Missouri Rolla. And we used to come and fellowship. And it's so interesting because what we would do is all of our conferences would be held at Second Baptist Church here in Jefferson City. You know, so it's exciting.
Right. So it started in 1978. You did say that you took a couple years off.
Revamped.
And then revamped it and brought it back.
Right.
In the past, how many people have you had that have come to these conferences and participated in the concerts?
We have had up to 300 people.
Wow.
And the biggest choir we had was about 250 members. And that was in Springfield. In 1996, which is interesting, at our 13th annual conference, we did a live recording called It's in the Word. And our visionary for that is actually Bishop Lester Woods Jr. from Urban Empowerment in Columbia, Missouri. And so what we're going to do this particular year is we're going to do 3 of those songs from that live recording, and then our musical clinician, Pastor Keith Newton from Kansas City, will bring in some songs that he has originally written. And then we're just going to come together and do that big concert. But what I really like is they don't just come to sing. You know, they come also to be empowered through our sessions. We have a men's class and a women's class, and then we have a class for musicians and a class for psalmists and worshipers, and we have an altar call. And then we have what we call a standard operating procedures that we're going to do for the presidents and advisors at a luncheon, is so that they can have from point A down to Z how to put together the conference, you know, and tackle those goals. You know, in the month of January, you have to do this, the month of April. And then up until the conference, these are the things that you have to do. And those are just some of the leadership things that we're teaching them. And then we have a connection to your local ministry. Because I'm a firm believer that it's important, because I know when I moved to Rolla, Missouri, you know, and had been there all those years, it was important to connect, because I come out of a church family and find some people that could cover me. And then when my children went off, to cover them while they're in school.
Yeah, this is something you want to take with them,
Yes,
even after the
yes,
concert's over,
yes.
and bring back home.
Right. We want them to be able to share that evangelism outreach too. And what's exciting, our plan for next year is to go to Harris Stowe University in St. Louis to do this conference. And we're going to add a outreach evangelism component to the conference next year. For those who are not singing or maybe doing the mime or the praise dance or the fine arts and drama, we're going to connect with probably the Salvation Army and go and help them feed. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important, that they give back, and then they have something tangible that they can take back to their campuses.
Right. Well, and I'm really excited too to hear about all the different performing arts that you're going to be doing. You know, it just goes beyond singing too. Yeah. So at the concert, at the performance, can we expect to see some of those other things as well? Yes.
What's going to happen is the mime and the praise dancers are required to do one number with the choir, and then they will do their own ministry performance. And then throughout the weekend, our fine arts and drama ministry is going to also do a little skit about our theme. And our theme is the life and favor of God. He brought me out renewed and revived, from 1 Peter 5 and 10, 1 John 1 and 9. So, you know, we're excited. You know, we're going to be at Capitol Plaza Hotel and Convention Center, and they have just been a tremendous blessing in helping us get this together and allowing us to come into their facility. And then the exciting thing that we've added this year is we're going to do a semi-formal banquet. And Dr. Chris Jackson, the founder, is going to come back and speak for us on that Saturday evening at 7:30. So
that'll be wonderful.
And then Sunday, you know, we'll just go out through the weekend, and Sunday morning we'll have a service, and of course you always have to feed them, and we'll have a showcase. And if people want to come Friday night about 11:15, we'll have our choirs and our mime and praise dancers and spoken word young people, and they're going to showcase their gifts and talents that evening.
Mm-hmm. And then the concert itself on Sunday, that's a free event, right?
Yes, it's open to the public, 4:30 p.m. at Capitol Plaza in the ballroom.
And I'm sure it'll be a family-friendly event.
Oh, very family-friendly. Yes, we don't do anything that's not family-friendly, because we want people to be able to bring their children to anything that we do. You know, I always had a philosophy that if I couldn't take my children, then maybe there was a place I shouldn't be. You know, so I think that that's awesome. And what's interesting is through this event, we'll be able to see just all the things they've learned throughout the weekend through their classes, and even bringing some things to the conference, because Edwin Davis, the president of our student board, has been just a tremendous blessing. Because what's happened is we go from campus to campus. So if it was sponsored in Rolla, and it goes to another campus, that president is a part of the board for the next year to help that particular school, you know, plan for the conference. Mm-hmm. So it's exciting.
Well, you guys go from campus to campus every year. You go to a different location.
Yes, we do each year. And what we are doing is we're trying to plan the conference 2 years out. Mm-hmm. And what we're hoping is going to happen is that Southeast Missouri State will come back on board, and the Love Fellowship Choir, and if they do that, we will try to take that conference to Cape Girardeau in 2015. And then what we do is then we'll come back around and sponsor it at another campus. The great thing when we did the live recording in 1996, it was done at the University of Raleigh where I worked. I tell you, just an enormous amount of support for that. And they can get a CD. I do have some CDs for sale. And the title of the CD is called It's in the Word.
At these different locations you go to, do you notice that there's a lot of people from the community that come out and witness the concert and really enjoy it?
Yes, they do. And what happens is the young people invite their parents and their family and their friends. And we have family members coming from all over the state of Missouri just to be a support system for their children. And I think that is awesome, you know, that they're able to do that. And we have, even with the 250 voice choir, I think one of the conferences we had, we probably had 600-700 people in the audience, you know, for that particular concert. And I was laughing because I was speaking with my brother about the conference, and he said, well, sis, are you prepared if this conference goes to 500 people? I said, we'll make it work.
Not going to turn anyone away.
We're not turning anyone away. And this year what we've done is we've invited our alums to come back, and we have one of the former presidents for the Voices Inspiration in Raleigh. She's coming back with her family. She's going to bring her daughter, her son, and her goddaughter. And I think that's going to be awesome, you know, that we'll be able to do the children. And what we've done is we're trying to encourage the churches to get their young people that are juniors and seniors to come and be a part of this conference so they can get a little dose of what happens on the college campus.
Well, it sounds wonderful. It sounds like a great event for the community, and something that's going to be good for the community to bring that many visitors and tourists to the area is something that I know that the city appreciates. If someone is wanting to find out more information about this concert or about the organization, where can they go to get more information?
Okay, we have a website, and it's in the it's being revamped, but you can go to www.missouri-statewide.com, and then they can contact me, Mary Ann Pully, at maryp@fitnet.com, or call me at 573-612-8159, and they can get more information. And I would be more than happy to answer it. And on our flyer, we have put, you know, a couple numbers on there so that they're able to contact other people on the committee. We have, you know, people on the committee from Springfield, from St. Louis, from Raleigh, from Columbia, from here in Jefferson City. And also, if they're interested in coming to the conference, they can contact me about the registration, but also to make their hotel reservation, they need to call Capitol Plaza Hotel here in the city at 635-1234, so that they'll make their reservation on the Missouri Statewide. Okay?
All right.
We're looking forward to it.
Well, it sounds wonderful. And we'll just remind our viewers that the concert is that Sunday.
Yes.
And that's going to be November 3rd at 4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
at Capitol Plaza.
Capitol Plaza.
Well, thank you, Pastor, so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
And thank you, Gloria, for having us. And we're excited.
Well, great.
And God bless you.
We'd like to thank our viewers at home for watching, too. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have more information coming to you about different events happening in Jefferson City in November. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm Ann Littlefield.
I'm Claudia Kehoe.
And we're here to represent the Food Bank of Central and Northeast Missouri. Over half of the Missouri students qualify for free or reduced lunches at school during the week.
But on the weekends, many children go home to empty refrigerators.
The food bank provides buddy packs, backpacks full of nutritious food, so over 6,600 hungry children have food on the weekends.
But the need is much greater. Will you help?
When you adopt a buddy, you reach out to a child in need. Your 50 cents a day will make a difference in a child's life.
Visit www.sharefoodbringhope.org or call the food bank, 573-474-1020 to adopt a buddy.
Hi, I'm Jessica Ash Schulte with Dreams to Reality. Dreams to Reality is a not-for-profit agency in Jefferson City serving women across mid-Missouri. Our mission is to help low-income women meet their employment goals and build self-confidence by providing appropriate interview and business apparel, motivation, and follow-up support. We serve clients referred to us by many local agencies, and all services are free of charge. Not only do we provide appropriate interview and work attire for women seeking and retaining employment, but we also provide a more comprehensive personal image consultation to ensure clients are ready and confident as they strive to meet their employment goals. Dreams to Reality helps women enhance their potential to be gainfully employed and achieve self-sufficiency to support themselves and their families. For more information about our services or to see how you can support our mission, visit our website or like us on Facebook. Dreams to Reality is proud to be a United Way partner agency.
Hello, and welcome back to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. The goal of this program is to let people in Jefferson City know what's happening in their hometown. Jefferson City has a lot to offer in forms of entertainment. We have lots of festivals, concerts, and one source of constant entertainment, especially for art lovers, is the Capitol Arts Gallery. And with us today, we have Jeff from Capitol Arts. Jeff, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
One great thing about the gallery is that there's always something on display there, and it changes quite a bit. So can you tell us a little bit about what people who might be interested in visiting the gallery would see now?
Absolutely. Right now we have our Mini Wonders exhibit, which is an exhibit of works that are all 11 by 14 or smaller. So it's very fun because you almost get this Alice in Wonderland effect because all the works being so small. And another cool thing about this show is we were able to get over 150 pieces in because all the works are so small. So there's a great variety in this show. And I actually brought in 3 pieces for everyone to view today. These pieces have our featured artists, Ron Ferkel and Lucy Seabloom. And then there's also a work here by Catherine Hajevet. And then one last really great thing about this show is how affordable everything is. This seashell piece by Catherine Hajevet is actually only $20. Can you believe that?
Wow, didn't know you could buy like original artwork for that kind of price.
Yeah. And we've also got another exciting show, and I brought in a little preview for everyone to see at home. It's going to be our gift of giving show, and we're going to have all kinds of really exciting gift-like artworks and original items, and that are really priced and aimed for being able to be given on Christmas and other holidays. I brought in these extraordinarily detailed pieces by Sharon Lukenhoff. They are for display only right now, but word on the streets is they'll be available at Capitol Arts at the Gift of Giving show, which begins November 2nd with the reception on November 3rd.
Now, I understand that something that sets this apart a little bit from your typical craft shows you see this time of year is that it's something that's going to run for quite a while, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're going to start the Gift of Giving show on November 2nd, and that's going to run until January 9th. So you'll have plenty of time to get down there and bring family members and get out and do something new.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people might not think of, giving art as a gift, but it's something for maybe someone who really does have everything, or that person that's impossible to figure out what they want.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I recommend going in with family members and things because they'll see that one thing that they think is really cool, and then it's such a great gift to give when they pointed it out, but they won't buy it for themselves. And then you get to do that for them. Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times I think people think of art as, big canvases or statues or things like that. But I mean, art can come in just about any form.
Yeah, any shape or size.
Yeah. And the detail on those glass ornaments, I mean, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's just out of this world.
Yeah. With your art pieces, do you try to show a lot of local or Missouri artists' work?
Absolutely. Almost everyone's local, and we have a few regional artists that we're very fortunate to have, but almost everyone is local.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I visit the Capitol Arts Gallery, and I think other people do too, but I think for some people, it might be something that they're a little bit nervous about doing, because they might have some misconceptions about what's expected of them in a gallery setting. There's kind of some popular myths surrounding art. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Absolutely. I was actually subject to some of these myths when I was visiting for my first time in an art gallery. One of them was this notion that, do I pay an admission fee to go into an art gallery? We were aware that, a lot of people end up spending money to go to special events and black tie affairs at art galleries, but to just enter an art gallery, it's not standard to actually have to pay an admission fee. So that's a concern that becomes popular for a lot of people that have never entered one before. So you should just know that you're able to just walk in and not have to pay any sort of admission fee.
Well, and that's great, and it's an affordable way to appreciate art right here in Jefferson City, too.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And another myth when entering a gallery is attire. A lot of people are worried about how they should dress, especially for receptions. There's this interesting notion of wearing all black so you don't distract from the artwork, which is not true. You don't need to do that. And a lot of times you don't even need to dress formal. You can leave your Sunday best at home and just come in a t-shirt and jeans. You just need to bring you. What really matters that needs to look good is the artwork. And Jeff City definitely provides that.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people too are worried about maybe going and feeling pressured to buy something, or like they need to make some big purchase to be taken seriously.
Absolutely. They shouldn't feel that way in any way. They should just know that they're a visitor and they're visiting, and that's all it is. Hopefully you go and you see something and you love it and you want to take it home. But if not, I hope that everyone that visits just has something they can take from it personally just by looking at all of the artwork and seeing all the artists' experiences.
Right. Well, any other popular misconceptions you run into?
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions with the average person making artwork. One is you need talent to make artwork, or people are afraid to make it if they're not naturally gifted at some high level when they first start. But it's just like any developmental skill, any kind of sport, anything really. It's practice, practice, practice. And no one should ever be intimidated or embarrassed by their starting point, because talent ultimately is just a crutch, and it's what you do with that and take from there that actually matters. So
no need to be a childhood prodigy to pursue
No,
art.
absolutely not. I know I wasn't.
How about, we talked a little bit about money, how people feel like they need to spend. How about from the artist side of that too?
Absolutely. You see the cost of art supplies for the first time, and it can be kind of shocking initially. But the important thing to remember is you don't need to worry about spending an arm and a leg, because when it gets down to it, your medium is only limited to your imagination. And you could sculpt out of mud and paint in mud if need be. One of my best paintings, I actually painted in mud. So that's interesting. You don't need money to make it, and Jeff City's fortunate enough to have Capital Arts with the Imagination Station, where people can come in and get access to all sorts of art supplies for just $1. And then Capital Arts is also offering affordable art classes. We've got 2 very exciting art classes this month. On October 19th, Carol Anderson's teaching a watercolor class on clouds. And then on Saturday, October 26th, she's teaching an oil painting class on horses and other short-haired animals.
To take these classes, do you need to have any kind of background in art, or kind
Absolutely
of know what
not.
you're doing already?
You could never have picked up a pencil and come in, and Carol will totally help you out if you're a beginner or if you're experienced and looking to brush up on some new techniques. Either way, you should just feel comfortable to come in and make stuff.
Yeah, because that's one of my worries is, we've gone to like painting events before where you go in and they kind of walk you through this process of it, and I'm like, I don't have an artistic bone in my body. This is not going to work. But I mean, you just kind of, they show you what to do, and
you just dive in, and if you're getting out of your comfort zone, that's good. That's been proven to be a good thing for everybody to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And the great thing about art is every piece of art is that artist's own. It doesn't have to necessarily look exactly like someone else's.
No, that would be terrible.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, some people might have a misconception about, what exactly is art? Maybe they think it has some deep symbolic meaning that they have to interpret, or they think of the abstract stuff that they don't get, but it comes in a lot of different forms, right?
Absolutely. With art, what really matters is your perception, and that's it. When you see it and what you see. If you're worried about you don't understand the message, a lot of times there isn't a message, but if there is and the artist didn't design it easy for you to understand, that's fine. And a lot of times the artist will make a message that's kind of esoteric, only a few people can understand, and that's sort of a fault of the artist at that point if it's a message that doesn't get across, and not the viewer. So you shouldn't feel pressured, the artist should.
Well, tell us a little bit about the gallery as a whole. You have different exhibits going on at different times, but are there general hours where people can get in and just take a look around?
Yeah, we're open Tuesday through Thursday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then we're also open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m.
And is the gallery open to everyone and anyone?
Anybody, any age, we welcome everybody. We're really a community-focused gallery, and we offer all kinds of things for everybody.
Right. Well, and you know, for some people like that have kids, they might think, well, it's not going to be fun for them to come and look at, you know, paintings or something like that. But you mentioned the imagination
Absolutely.
station.
They can look around at the gallery, get really inspired, and then for $1, they can go to another room in the gallery building and make their own masterpiece.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great way to expose people to art early on in life and kind of create that lifelong love of it.
Yeah, the lifelong love, and for children, it's just so critical for their development to be involved in the arts.
Yeah, I think every child is an artist at heart. They all love to create. Well, again, if you could briefly give us the dates for the Mini Wonders show.
Absolutely. The Mini Wonders show is going on now, and it will be going through the end of this month. And then on the 2nd, we're going to start with our Gift of Giving show.
All right, and then people can come in during your normal operating hours through the month of November and December and just look around and maybe take something special home.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, and Jeff, if people want to find out more or get in touch with Capital Arts, where can they go to find more information?
Sure. They should just visit capitalarts.org, and that's capital with 2 A's. Or they can also give me a ring at 573-635-8355. And I can answer any questions.
Well, it sounds great, and I think that Gift of Giving show will be a wonderful addition to all the holiday activities we have going on around Jefferson City. It's something kind of different, and I think it'll be fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. And we'd like to thank our viewers at home for watching Community Connection. We're going to wrap it up for today, but don't go anywhere. We have more great JCTV programming coming your way. Thanks for watching.